But I'm just saying it would be unprofessional and hypocritical of me to sit here and think that Bonnie is doing anything different or anything bad or anything wrong when she does the same thing 99.9% of Western women do anyway.
You know what's funny about this interview too? He spends almost the entire interview insulting Bonnie, and she doesn't even know it.
Doesn't even bat an eye. Yeah.
Okay, so Bonnie,
you get one extreme to the next. You get the women like me that are just sluts, and then you get the others that are lazy and won't even get on their knees and give a blowjob.
And they're sluts too. No, but this is the thing. They're sluts too. They're just sluts for a different guy, or they're sluts for their ex, and they're not sluts for the new guy. These women are sluts too. It's all the same.
I used to be a full service sex worker, like an escort, and I used to judge men that cheated. And then when I actually started speaking to these men, I was like, you know what? They've got a point. They're going to work. They're looking after their kids. They're still emptying the dishes because the wife's now refusing to do that, saying it should be equal. And then I say, well, when's the last time she gave you a blowjob? When's the last time she fucked you? They couldn't name it. They couldn't even list the amount of times where they've had sexual intercourse. I'm like, of course you're going to need that. Of course you're going to cheat. So how can I ever say women are anything but lazy and poorly educated?
So do you think you're a good role model for women?
I'm a clear example of what women have fought for years. Of
what?
Taking control of your body.
Correct.
Being independent. I have my own money. I don't rely on a guy.
Girl power.
Exactly. I'm paid more than other guys.
100%.
Do you think
she is a clear example of what women have been fighting for years? Absolutely correct.
And now
I'm not going to sit here and lecture you about God. I'm not going to sit here and no, that's all bullshit. She is a clear example of what women have been fighting for years.
Yeah.
Women believe that they can do whatever they want.
That's what we said earlier. You know, she's
it's a dig at Russell Brand right there. Yeah. It's like, because that's what he tried. I mean, it wasn't the same chick, but it was her counterpart, this Lily Phillips or whatever. But she made podcast rounds, and these guys are trying to lecture her. And it's like, what are you guys doing? You're wasting your time. She doesn't care. She's won. Yeah. She's laughing all the way to the bank. She's only going on here to get more clout. This is it. This is the end result. She's won. She's taken everything that you guys have given her via feminism and the girl boss attitude and doing all this stuff and making all this money, and you don't need men. And she's won the game. And now everyone's mad at her for playing the hand that she was dealt. Like, how can you?
You know, it used to be that you had to be a woman of some value, some merit, and brought something to the table. And then you could very easily find a millionaire, right?
Yeah.
Now a woman can become a millionaire very easily by getting a couple of dollars from millions of men on an OnlyFans platforms. And she doesn't have to put up with one man. Right, you know, she's got full independence. She's basically crowdsourcing whoredom into like the final girl boss of feminism.
She was born with something that half the world's population wants, and then and she makes money off of it. Like, how can you really sit there and be mad? And how can you be mad?
Yeah.
Do you think they should be able to?
Listen, brother, I have 14 criminal cases. I don't want to be called a misogynist by the BBC. That would break my heart. That's not up to me. We're all individual sovereign people, and we make our own decisions. If women want to run around and do whatever they want to do, it's up to them. My point is, all women, on some scale, are doing what Bonnie Blue is doing. However, Bonnie Blue is just the best at it. She's the best. She's the queen of it. So why? It's
not all women are doing.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, they are.
If a man walks into Starbucks and steals a chocolate bar, he's a thief. Yeah, correct.
Not in London.
Well,
it's legal.
Yeah. And if a banker manages to liquidate a ton of stock illegally in the stock market or rip off a bunch of people with a false investment fund, whatever it is, he's a thief, right? The morality is the same, whether you're stealing from the Wall Street or you're stealing from Starbucks. The morality of it is the same. But people will sit there and argue that the banker is somehow worse than the guy who stole the chocolate bar because of how much he stole. I wouldn't argue there's a difference in morality. There's a difference in capability, but the morality is the same. The banker's just smarter.
I'm just a clever slut.
You're just very good. She is very good at what she's decided to do. If you're going to be a whore, and most women watching this, and most men, hello, your wife, yeah, her, they're all whores anyway. If you're going to be a whore, no disrespect, you may as well be fucking good at it. Get a media empire, get rich, let everyone know your name, and get paid. Why are you going out to the pub, getting drunk, and meeting a man who's funny, and getting fucked in a toilet for free? Are you dumb?
They are, though. Women are stupid.
They're stupid. So Bonnie's just the smartest. She's the Wall Street banker of this whole shit. I respect that much more than these other girls. Rob, I grew up in Luton, England, bro. You think I don't know hoes? You think I haven't seen it?
I was actually born like just on the outskirts of Luton, England. It's a fucking
he's a riot, man.
Dump.
You think I haven't walked in the toilet and some bitch has got 5 dudes hanging out of her? This is the Western world. This is feminism. This is what all you white boys wanted. All you white men listening to women all the time. Women get to opinions all of a sudden. This is what you built.
It's funny, because he's like, whenever it's convenient for him, it's like you white boys. And whenever it's convenient for him, it's the other side, right?
Right. So you just play both sides.
You blame men.
Well, 100% I blame men, because everything's men's fault, because men are the only ones who can apply force to scenarios. Women can't apply force. Men apply force. If there's something we don't like, we apply force to the situation. We could force this away. We could force most things away. So everything's absolutely men's fault. And this came from, I mean, the feminism and the women's sexualization and the liberation, a lot that came from beta males hoping to get some pussy.
He's
That's
right.
where it came from. Bunch of weak men, though. If we told girls to be hoes, I might get a little bit. Because the natural order of the universe is the big gorilla, top G. Smart. I'm so fucking smart. The big gorilla, top G, has a bunch of women, and then the small gorilla has nothing. This is the natural order of the universe. It's actually kind of still like that in many ways. There's a guy with a yacht with 10 wives, and then there's a guy with no yacht with no wife. It's kind of like that. But beta males didn't like that because they couldn't obviously compete with the top guy. So they've tried to push this sexual liberation, hoping to get a little bit of pussy, and it probably works a little bit. But society is destroyed by extension. If you want to look at
it was those dorks back then, whenever it was, that changed legislation that allowed women to vote, and they did it because they liked women. They probably liked a woman, or they wanted to get some poon, and it was beta males that passed this law, basically, is what he's saying.
Well, men not only pass it.
What is society anything other than rear?
Sorry, go.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of women out there that didn't even want the right to vote. They're like, whoa, what do you mean? I don't want to be responsible for stuff. I want to make the house. Like, and these guys all push. It's always so funny when it's like, oh, there was a comment that I made on Ladies' Night a long time ago. I said something along these lines, or I was like, well, what are women good at? What are women better at than men? And somebody in the comments was like, oh, they're good at organizing and they're good at mobilizing. Look what they did to push feminism forward. Look what they did to get the right to vote. I'm like, men allowed them to do all of that. It's only because soft men allowed them to do that the majority of men, because we've gone from a society that's ruled by power and might to now democracy and voting. And because the vast majority of men are betas and not alpha, and the betas outnumber the alphas, and in a democratic society, majority rules, this is where we've gotten. But it's so yeah, I mean, he's 100% spot on here. I don't think there's a better, in this podcast in particular, I don't think that I've ever seen a better argument for why the right to vote for women is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Than this one right here.
She's on the left-hand side of the screen, man.
And raising children. That's what society should be, I would argue. Society should be, the primary function of it should be, let's have kids so that we have a population. I'm
just going to speed it up to 1.5. Let me know if it's too fast. Like if it's not making any sense, because he's a super fast talker.
Population collapse in the West.
Yeah, I think they should have a choice. Like I before used to think, oh my God, I really want kids, I want a family. But it's because I was so naive to what else was open to the world. I just thought, okay, I need to get married, I need to, have children, I need to get a good job. And that was what I thought life was. And I was like, fuck, there's so much more to life rather than just staying in that, finishing school, going to uni, getting married, buying a house. And you just copy everyone else. Like half the shit we do is because someone else has done it.
Okay, Bonnie, so let me ask you a question. I agree with you that now that we've opened up female horizons with education, with jobs, with the capability of making money, with Instagram and all these offers they get to fly around the world and all these things, women don't want to have kids, or they want to have kids later because they have a lot more options. I agree with you. But would you argue, if you were to look at it selflessly, not about the ant, but about the ant farm at large, that keeping women's horizons more narrow so they focus on rearing children would be better for society than the current society we're in, where we have to import a whole bunch of fuck knows who's into the country to try and maintain a population because the white people aren't even having any fucking kids because the white women are too busy sucking dicks in Magaloo?
Did you understand that?
Did you understand that?
White women aren't having kids because they're too busy sucking D in Magaloo.
Going to Spain.
Where's the lie, though?
But I also couldn't give a shit. The world's going to shit anyway. So whether or not we've got more kids in it or not, it's fucked regardless. So just live your life the best. You're going to be dead in however many years anyway. Fair. So don't stress too much.
So she's nihilistic.
Not a bad point
about the whole thing, right?
But it's like, save the West. Like, why?
Yeah,
right? Like this is something we talk about all the time. It's like, watch the decline, enjoy the decline, grab a cup of coffee, kick your feet up. It's like,
for who?
You've got your people, take care of your people. That's all you can really do. Like this Captain America nonsense. Like we need a march in see comments all the time. Like, oh, we need a march on Capitol Hill. We need to demand the rights are changed for men. It's like, dude, you're going to be dead.
Okay, Brian, sitting in your mom's basement playing video games at 400 pounds.
Yeah, man, go. Let's see it. Yeah, let's go ahead. Grab your Antifa flag and go for it.
Yeah.
Fair. And this is what I like about Bonnie Blue. Bonnie Blue is my favorite. This is my favorite everything. Fair. Because what you just said, I understand and I agree with.
But it's selfish.
But what have I said?
Why should I not be selfish? Why should I give a shit about someone else that pays less tax than me, has, sits and complains, makes shitty TikTok? I'm like, I couldn't give a shit if your life's going shit. By the looks of it, you live in a council house, you've got a couple of kids with different dads. I don't care. So why should I sit there and think, fuck, I should do something to help you? I don't care. I should focus on myself. And if more people did that, the world would actually be a better place. But they become so fixated on other people. I'm like, where's your life? Why are you not focused on yourself? Like, look in the mirror, you're fat. Go and do something about it. Your teeth have that much plaque on it. Like, you're fucked. Like, there's no way out for you.
No, but
is this a good role model?
No, yes. Because what Bonnie's saying is important here. And it's not about what she's saying. It's about the general attitude. Because what I want to make clear, the reason society was run by men for so long is that men have a different biological instinct to women, and we're prepared to suffer for the greater good. Women are not very good at suffering. Men are good sufferers.
Look back at the wars. There's so much evidence of it.
Well, of course. And also, let's just look at the normal family. You talked about these men who come and see you, right?
Yeah.
happy wife, happy life is true. And the reason it's true is because if the wife is unhappy, everyone's miserable because she'll make sure of it. But if the man's unhappy, everyone else can be happy. He'll suffer. He'll sit with no sex. He'll go to work every day. Yeah. He won't see his friends. He'll be miserable. He'll be depressed. He'll still pay the bills. He'll still pay the taxes. And everyone else gets to be happy. Men are good at suffering. Women are spiteful sufferers. And for that reason, they struggle to do anything. They struggle to suffer themselves for any greater good. Men have always died for a greater good. Men have always said, this is bad for me, but it's good for society. Bonnie just quite correctly, quite pertinently highlighted the fact that she believes in living her life the best way that she wants to live so she is happy. And I agree with you. That's what you should do. That's fine. If you're a woman, that's how women think. Women don't think I shouldn't do this because I care about society by and large. Women don't think that way. And once you understand that logic, you can extrapolate that out to the fact that women shouldn't be in charge of a country ever, because women are not prepared to take a bullet for a country ever.
I mean, I guess I contradict myself a little bit because I help society out a lot. And I do that because do you see how many dicks I drain? How many balls I've been emptied out on my face? How many cream pies I've taken and scooped it out? Like,
and how does that help society?
Sex workers help reduce rape rate by 30%.
That sounds like a stat you just made up.
No, Google it.
Yeah, that's probably true. Mental health, mental health as well.
She's saying that sex work reduces rape.
I would love to see that study. Yeah.
She goes,
I'd love to see the
Google it.
research behind that.
Can somebody in the chat Google it and let us know?
True fact, it's 32%.
Yeah, stops men killing themselves. Sex work is an important part of the world.
So imagine if you're
Are you saying that because you had a webcam business?
I'm not saying that because I had a webcam business. I'm saying that because it's absolutely and utterly true. The only point I was making earlier about women being in charge, I was actually trying to get to a final point. And the final point I would argue is that Bonnie has done no damage to society compared to giving the women the vote.
I've basically been a community worker.
Absolutely.
Example,
do you vote?
Not to be honest, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so do you vote?
No.
Okay, she's perfect. She's out here. She's sucking dick. She's sucking dick. She's not voting. This is the kind of women we need. This is done. This is fine. If we stop women, we take the women's vote away. If you said to me, Andrew, fix society, all the women can either vote or be like Bonnie. I'd like, make them all like Bonnie, give the men the vote back. We'll fix all
Even your daughter.
Yeah. Why would she need to vote? I'm voting. Why would she need to vote when I'm voting to vote against her father? What kind of world is that?
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.